Lil Durk, 32, whose real name is Dirk Banks, appeared in United States District Court in Florida on Friday. He remained in federal custody at no bond and was expected to be arraigned in LA in the coming week. So he's going to get extradited to Los Angeles. He was charged with conspiracy to use interstate facilities to commit murder for hire, resulting in death. His representatives have not responded to requests. Here's what we know so far. AV, you want to pick it up right here? What do we know?
Yeah, Lil Durk is alleged to have co-conspirators. His arrest comes on the heels of a recently unveiled federal indictment in LA charging 5 other men affiliated with the Only the Family, or OTF, with the murder for hire plot, alleging that they conspired to track, stalk, and attempt to kill a rapper identified as TB. Those accused of conspiring with Lil Durk: Kevon Grant, DeAndre Wilson, Keith Jones, David Lindsay, and Asa Houston, were arrested in Chicago on Thursday and will also be arraigned soon in LA. Prosecutors say that in addition to being a hip-hop collective, OTF is a gang.
Oh my God, we heard that before. Yes.
That engages in murder and assault at the direction of Lil Durk and to maintain their status in OTF. The murder for hire plot was planned after King Von was killed. Born Davon Bennett, King Von emerged onto the Chicago drill rap scene and was signed to Lil Durk's record label.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
We're learning.
So Von was, man. So they were close as hell.
A week after releasing his 3rd album, Welcome to O Block, King Von was shot and killed in Atlanta.
Of course, man. People talk about LA's dangerous. People talk about Chicago's dangerous. Come to Atlanta. Yes.
That was in November of 2020. According to the Atlanta police, 2 groups of men started arguing and exchanged gunshots, leading officers patrolling nearby to also open fire. Law enforcement officials said they believe that King Von had been shot during the initial shootout and before the police responded. A day later, an associate of TB was charged with murder in King Von's killing, but the charges against him were eventually dropped.
All right, and so let's stop right there. You know, they arrested the man that was suspected of killing Von, but the charges were dropped. What does that mean? It means that there was no one who was found guilty of the killing. It means that the killing went without justice. That's not gonna work in the streets, right? Somebody has to pay. So you want to pick it up right here?
Yeah, prosecutors say Lil Durk ordered the hit. Following King Von's death, federal officials say Lil Durk ordered the hit against TB and used OTF's resources to orchestrate the killing. Court documents say that the hitmen were offered rewards, including lucrative music opportunities, if they contributed to TB's death. A credit card, oh my God. A credit card linked with Lil Durk and OTF was used to purchase airplane tickets for the co-conspirators to fly from Chicago to California, where they believed TB was located. Around the time the flights were purchased, a telephone number that prosecutors said was associated with Lil Durk was used to text an associate saying, "Don't book no flights under no names." Connected to him, according to the FBI affidavit. On August 19, 2022, the hitmen opened fire on TB, unloading at least 18 rounds at his vehicle near a gas station close to West Hollywood, California. While TB was uninjured, a family member of his was killed.
Oh, no.
In a news release on Friday, Martin Estrada, the U.S. attorney for the Central District of California, said that Lil Durk had orchestrated cold-blooded murder and that the shooting had endangered many others as it occurred in the open at a busy intersection.
For real.
Seem like things are getting real, man. And when they put together a storyline, when the feds put it together, it's not a good look. I'm gonna go ahead and start with you, Sham Monet. Do you have a good idea who Lil Durk is based off of TLAs?
Listen, when y'all started talking, I thought y'all said Lil Dirt. But as I saw, as I started reading, I was like, oh, his name is Dirk. Okay. So no, I don't know who this young man is. But it seems he's got a lot going on, Mr. Dirk. It's hard for me. I guess it's hard for me to speak on it because you guys obviously know him in a different light than this.
Well, we don't know him no more than you, but I know you being an educator and you're privy to seeing teenagers and kids and the things that goes on. So you can kind of tie it back into the education aspect of it and what you know from it as far as what you see with the youth today.
I don't see that. I mean, not in my.
Oh, you must have a top 10 school or something.
No. So when you step into my classroom, you step into a place of learning. We're not really doing all that little, there's no cell phones, there's no head. I don't compete with anything of that nature. And that's probably why my test scores look the way they do. I'm just not trying to brag myself, but I'm just saying. But I am, yeah. So I don't know, and even my son is, in college, so he's not here playing. He plays old school music. So but I do know of people who make bad decisions. But it is kind of hard here because are you guys saying that you're surprised that he made these decisions?
I'm definitely not surprised.
Okay, so it's just who he is, right? And I think that what we think is when you get in a position of making money, it automatically changes your character or who you are, who you were. And that's not how it works, right? So I don't know, maybe everybody else can talk so I can get a bigger picture. And he might want to come to me last.
I think this speaks back to the conversation that you guys had before of how, and I know a lot of people were saying that it wasn't, but how impactful rap music is on Black culture, because this isn't the first time that something like this happened. We just saw this same thing essentially happen with Dolph. We right now live in a generation of where it's cool to incriminate yourself on the internet. Not only are they incriminating themselves on the internet, they're incriminating themselves in the very music that they put out. So we even saw this with the Fulio guy from Florida. Like, this is a consistent pattern that is happening, but yet we don't want to acknowledge that it's because of rap music for whatever reason. This is bleeding out into our culture, and honestly, it looks like the feds are really on top of them because they did it in an open intersection where anybody could have got hit. If they would have did it on the block or something like that, they probably wouldn't be pushing for it as hard. But the fact that y'all are now bringing this shit, to common areas where anybody can get killed, unalived because of y'all actions. Oh no, we gonna shut that down, and we gonna bring everybody down with you. So I think that this should speak to everybody, and especially young men and young women that think that they'll never get caught, that think that jail is sweet. I just seen a video of this one dude, lame ass nigga from Chicago, Von 1400 or some shit like that. This nigga talking about the county sweet. Ain't nothing sweet about jail, bro. At all. But we okay with these people telling our children this. It is wild as hell. The one time I went to the county, and this was there, on my way there was a string of things that I saw that was like, yeah, no, this will never ever happen for me ever again. But there was one point where we was in the bullpen and this guy took off his boot, put it on the floor, and used it as a pillow. When I saw that, boy, y'all will never ever see me in here, because that's something that he's used to. So if that's something that you used to, man, how much do you actually treasure your own life? You know what I'm saying? So I think that this speaks volumes, and hopefully people actually pay attention to what it is. If you get to that position, we saw Keith do it. Keith got to a position where he was on top, and he got out of Chicago and never looked back. And you will probably never hear something about Keith being involved in some shit like that. But they from the same neighborhood. A lot of them guys is actually not even alive anymore. That started off with the 300 shit. So that should speak volumes to the impact that not only that rap culture has on the Black community, but also for us to, as people, to condemn these type of actions. You know what I'm saying? The streets is going to be the streets all day, every day. But there was a point in time where there was a line drawn in the sand to where you didn't speak about this shit. You didn't publicize it and put it out, but it's the thing to do now.
Go ahead, King, talk.
Unfortunately, this was a predictable outcome. The music industry is some of the major owners of the music industry are some of the biggest investors in the prison system. So when you think about companies like 300 Entertainment, when you think about people like even Michael Jordan, when you think about people like BlackRock, they have a large percentage stake in the prison system. So when they began to pay people to snitch on in music, it was a culture of do anything for clout. People used to do their dirt on the low. Now they do their dirt on it for the show. You understand what I'm saying? So you're literally paying people to create death music and to tell on themselves, not realizing the price of whatever they got for that stream is not even worth the price of their freedom. More people are going to get locked up, and maybe this might be the end of drill music. I hope that it's the end of drill music, because I believe that the majority of the people telling on themselves will be locked up in the next 2 years. So how many more artists are going to continue to do it?